What's up, y'all? We just got the latest chapter to Dandadan Chapter 209. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the beginning of this chapter was like, yo, it was really sad. I was sitting there like, yo, damn, is this really how it's gonna go? Like, is this the real path that's gonna happen for Momo? I don't know why, man. The way they did it, man. Hey, look, this joke was really sad. I could imagine that this would probably, like, half of the chapter would be where the anime actually ends when it gets to this point. Like, this shit was really sad. Yo, it had me feeling really bad. I was like, yo, damn, Momo, not Momo. But we about to get into it, man. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications, man. With that being said, let's get into it. So the chapter starts off with the chameleon ninja. He's pretty much, his body's exploding from within due to the fireworks that they placed in there in the last chapter. And this showcased how much stronger Momo is getting with her powers. Just imagine, like, right now, as these explosions are going off, she's able to put a bubble around, Dino Girl, Vamona, and she's able to, protect her from these explosions. Now, if your girl Momo is able to do this while she's in this shrunken state, imagine how more stronger she's going to be once she gets returned back to her normal size. I feel like this is just to showcase us, like, yo, her powers are on this level while she's small, and when she can be restored, she's going to be even stronger. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe I'm getting from it. But you have this explosion go off, Momo lands on the ground, and you see that she's landing in the field, and she's like, man, the grass is hot, of course, from the explosions going off. And she's looking, and you see the actual city deteriorating. It's burning away, fading away. And that's because the castle itself, outside of the castle, everything else was just, fake. The aliens pretty much made a fake town to distract Momo and her gang. And then you have it where Momo is looking around for Dino Girl, asking where she is, and she was like, man, her suit ran out of power in the previous episode, so because her suit is powered down, she has no way of sensing Momo. And you have Momo's like, yo, please don't run off, can you hear me, please? And she, Momo's so small that she can't see far to see what direction the Dino Girl actually is because of her size. And you just have it where Momo walks down the field. The grass is high. She's just a small little girl in this giant world. And as she's walking, you see her just stop, and she looks up at the moon, and she says, I wonder if grandma's okay. Despite everything she's going through and how quick she needs to rush to that shrine, she is still worried about others, which shows a lot for her character. I mean, I really like the fact that they're showcasing that she has a big heart. And she says, like, yo, did grandma make it to the hospital? I hope she's okay. And then she looks at her phone, and she looks at her wrist, and she wonders to herself, what time is it now? And she thinks, like, man, time has ran out. And she starts to cry. Like, this panel right here is so sad, man. She starts to cry. She says, I'm so lonely. I want to go home. And you have her thinking about all her friends, everybody. Like, in case you guys may think she may not be fond of Ira, but Ira's one of the ones she thought about. She's thinking about her classmates. She's thinking about Dino Girl, her grandma, even Turbo Granny. All these people she's thinking about, saying that she wants to go home. Even Kenta, in the class rep. And she just crying there, and it just looks so sad. And then you just see her fading away into nothingness. Like, oh man, this hit, man. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I saw this panel and her just disappearing like that. It hit hard. Then they just had these other two panels of just an empty road without no one on it, man. Like, she faded away. But then you see these people walk up, these guys in monk robes. I'm assuming they are monks. 3 of them walking up. Actually, it's more than 3. It's a whole army of them, it looks like. And you got them walking and marching down the area where Momo was last at. And you got them looking down saying, you are there, yes? Meaning they can't see her, but they sense her presence, or at least I'm assuming they sense her presence. And then they say, please climb on here. You need not worry. Matters have already concluded for your 2 friends, referring to Zuma as well as the guy who was getting older and older that was really young. But you have it where they go to the shrine. They're walking up the steps, and they say, now it's your turn. They place her in the water, and they start doing some ritual over her. Next thing you know, they smack the water with a hammer, the magic hammer they probably was talking about several chapters ago. And then you see this big explosion come from the water. And next thing you know, you have these monks. They're picking up Momo out of the water. They're putting, they put a cloth over her and they're picking her out the water. And that's how the chapter ends. Like I said, man, this chapter was really good on the sense that it really tugged at your feelings, man. It really did. When we got to the part where she started to fade away, I was sitting there like, yo, damn, no way they going this way. Like, what the heck? And I thought we maybe was about to get an arc where maybe Okarun like runs through hell to try to free Momo from, her fate. I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen, man, but this was really intense. And like I said, I can imagine when this gets animated, they're going to do the thing where this scene stops where she fades away, and that's going to be the end of the episode. And I feel like that's how they should have ended this chapter. If the chapter would have ended with that fading away, oh man, this would have been so peak. It would have built up so much hype for the next chapter. But at the same time, I suppose some people would be upset about it, and they'll be like, man, they're trolling us, man. They when the next chapter came and she was revived or brought back to her normal size, people would have been like, oh, they were trolling us, man. They clickbaited us. So I could see it going that way as well. But I don't know. I really like the whole concept of everything we got in this chapter. And with Momo being restored, like I was saying earlier, do you think she's going to be a whole lot stronger now that her powers, that she was utilizing her powers at full strength despite her size, and now that she's restored to her normal size, do you think she's going to be even stronger? Or do you think her power never shrank? It was just her body that shrank. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm very curious to hear y'all, hear how y'all feel about that. I'm hoping that she does get a huge power boost, because I feel like the fact that she was that small and she was able to protect your girl, Dino Girl, from the explosions that was going on within the body of that chameleon ninja. I just feel that showcases how strong she is. And also what's going to happen with Seiko. We know she's being rushed to the hospital as we speak. Maybe she made it there, maybe she didn't, but she did take quite the beating. And also, what's going on with Okarun? I feel like it's been a while since we've seen him, and we know he got some tool sent to him from Seiko. What abilities will that tool grant him? And will he obtain the power of Turbo Granny? Like, this series just has so many questions that I need answer for. It's because it's jumping to different situations in every chapter. Like, you might get this situation here, and then a couple chapters later, you get another situation there. And it's not like finishing up. It's not tying up the previous situation. So that would probably be my biggest gripe. But at the same time, it is keeping me engaged in the series because I got to see what happens next. Who's the story going to focus on next? So all in all, I really rock with it. If I had to say, actually there wasn't really much to say about this chapter. It was mostly panels with small dialogue, so I can't really say who the MVP was. I guess the MVP would be the mangaka that wrote this chapter, because they really got me to feel very sorry and sad for Momo in this moment. So I guess the mangaka would be the MVP. Maybe the monks. I don't know. You guys let me know who stole the chapter for y'all. And if you like this video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.